Hey guys, Orlando here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Captain Marvel. This is the newest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even though it's the newest movie in the franchise, it takes place after Captain America, the first Avenger, so that's why it's here. I remember way back in 2015 when this character is supposed to make an appearance in Age of Ultron at the end, and she's always just been pushed back, and that led to me getting more and more excited for this movie. So it's fair to say that I was a reasonable amount of hype for this movie. This movie tells the story of this warrior, Captain Marvel, from planets away, like way far away on the other side of the galaxy, and she's a super strong superhero fighting off these villains called the Skrull, who are shapeshifters. And one day, during a battle, she ends up crash landing on Earth, and now she gotta stop this invasion of Earth. And while she's on Earth, she also finds out about her past because she has amnesia. So I liked how they did that, how they showed her uncovering her past. It reminded me a lot of Deadpool from a few years ago, but I felt like it flowed the movie better doing it like that as opposed to having a regular beat by beat origin story. I found it really interesting that they did it like this. During her time on Earth, Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson, spends a lot of her time, if not all of her time, with Samuel Jackson's Nick Fury, who is given a way bigger role in this movie than he has in any other Marvel movie. But since this whole movie takes place in the 90s, they de-aged Samuel Jackson, make him look like the way he did in the 90s, and that was just fucking amazing. That technology that they're doing is just, it's unbelievable how realistic it looks. Now onto the bad. Me personally, I don't know, everybody's different, but for me, I wasn't into this movie that much. Like, I was excited for it, but it didn't really pick up for me until about like halfway through when they're like at this farm or whatever. That's when it started getting slightly interesting for me, but it still didn't really like grab me all the way, and it never really did. Captain Marvel was played by Brie Larson, a fantastic actress, but I don't know what it was about this role, but she seemed just really like dead and just emotional. It's like, sure, she has some emotions in the movie, but that's all hidden behind a barrier, and it would have been a cool character plot to make her more emotional by the end of the movie, but no, she's still the same. Like, she's still just emotionless and badass. The badass is cool and all, but her face is so blank. Like, I remember people, like, complaining during the trailers and the posters, like, oh, why doesn't she smile? And she literally does not smile in this fucking movie. Rare occasion she does. The dialogue was just okay. I really loved like the buddy cop relationship between her and Nick Fury. It really made the movie for me. I also really enjoyed the villains, the Skrulls, the shapeshifters. They were fucking cool. Like, at first it took me a while to get used to them, but by the time I hit like the second act, seeing their prosthetic like in full like daylight, it was actually amazing. And the main Skrull, played by Ben Mendelsohn, he was amazing as that main like villain. With these villains, since they're shapeshifters, I really liked how, me personally, I was just looking at all the characters and how they acted to try to pick out, like, oh, it's you, oh, it's you. And I really liked how the movie had me invested like that, because it's little things you notice, and it all makes sense, and I really enjoyed that. And I love the comedic moments that tied in with the Skrulls too. It was one of the few moments in the movie where I actually laughed. However, this movie doesn't really feel like it has a clear vision that they want for this movie, for this character. And I was thinking, oh, maybe that's because it was directed by two directors, but then again, so was Infinity War. But maybe because they were brothers and they knew what they wanted. It felt like this movie was just flip-flopping all over the place. One director was a guy, the other one was a girl. It felt like one day, one person didn't come in, and the other person was like, hey, let's shoot these scenes but make it like this. And the movie just felt like really just like all over the place, honestly. I thought the action was really cool too. I liked her powers a lot. Her powers are badass. I was really happy that they showed us her full power set. No, but this movie was average, you know? It's just kind of there. It's filler in this whole big universe. And given the fact that this is like more than 20 movies in this universe, I expect a lot more from Marvel. And I feel like they just really didn't care about this movie. I feel like they just wanted to like just get it out there. They're like, fuck it, just do the basic of the basic and get it out there. We needed to get out there. Like, it really says something when the main protagonist is on the screen and I'm just kind of eh. But when Goose the Cat shows up, I'm like, Fuck yeah, I want to see Goose the Cat. Give me a Goose the Cat spin-off TV show. Please, Disney. Please. Also, another thing about this film, as it was coming out, you know, Marvel fanboys, we always theorize about shit. And there's a lot of theories that seem really convincing and that could possibly be real. But there were a few theories that we've made throughout the time this movie was coming out that were like, oh, it would be cool if this was true, this is true. And it turns out a lot of them were true, especially one towards the end, which I was just like, what the fuck? And it's like, the movie was just really fucking predictable, and I did not like that. Also, this movie relies heavily on setting up the entire rest of the MCU since it's so early on in the timeline. Half the movie is just showing us stuff that, oh, I remember that from this movie, and it's just building up, which I do enjoy those seeds planted, but I want it to be more about Captain Marvel. I want to see her character. I wanted to like her character, and I wasn't really feeling that attachment to her, you know? I still had a pretty good time with this movie. I was really disappointed with how cookie cutter and how average and basic the movie was. And in the end, I give this movie, disappointingly, sadly, a 7 out of 10. But how do you guys feel about Captain Marvel? I know this movie's been really controversial lately. And just let me know your thoughts and comments down below, please. I will be putting up end cards. If you enjoyed this movie review, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more of my movie reviews on this channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.